Hey, thanks for joining me here today. I decided to do a little review of the latest doll that Mattel decided to drop on us unexpectedly, which is the Lebron James Kenbassadors doll. I was super excited to hear about this doll because if you know me, then you know how much I love Ken dolls. So I was really excited to hear about this line. I really hope they do some really awesome dolls in this line. I hope this is not the last one. So even though if I'm not a LeBron James fan, because I am a basketball fan, but I've never been a big LeBron James fan, since my team is the Spurs, yeah. So, anyways, I wanted to just like give a review on him and my thoughts because, you know, Ken dolls are really one of my favorite things with the Barbie dolls, and they just don't make enough Ken dolls or Ken dolls with great accessories. Okay, I have to let someone OUT. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I went to let the dogs out. As soon as I sit down, that's when they want something. So let's go over this and see what this is all about. The box is really tall. I could tell just by looking at him that he's got to be at least 13 inches. I think he's probably around the same size as a fashion royalty male doll. So yeah, the box is almost 15 inches high. So he is pretty tall. So yeah, and there's about an inch space on his head there. So I'd say he's about 13 inches in height, which is fine by me because I do have fashion royalty dolls that are that tall, so that is great, and that means he could fit their clothes most likely, which is another plus. And on the back of the box it has some information about LeBron James and the Kenbassador doll that they made for him, so you can see and read it right there. You can pause it if you like. But let's go ahead and unbox this guy and check him out and see how great he is, because I'm curious to see this new tall buddy. I got him all unboxed. I skipped filming any of that because that's just like, I don't need to see that. And I don't think y'all need to see that. We all know how dolls get unboxed. If you are a doll enthusiast, then you know. So here he is, fully dressed with his outfit and also his certificate of authenticity. He's black label, so there shouldn't be a limit on him. So he should hopefully be easy to find, even though I know he was flying off the shelves right now. When I went to Target to get him earlier today, I got to the aisle between toys and electronics, and they had the display there in the center aisle, and there were like 5 dolls left in the display, and I grabbed one that I looked the best to me, and then by the time I had grabbed him and was making sure I was happy with this one that I picked, 3 more had already been snatched up by other people. So by the time I left there was only 1 left. So yeah, he was going quick. So here he is. I know $75 is a lot to pay for this doll. And so I was worried about quality of the clothes because of that price, because we know Mattel will, you know, sometimes not come through, but they did with the that last Styled By doll, which I have not opened her yet, but I really love her, the one that Bill Greening did. I know she has some really great detail, but this doll does as well. So they did really do some good points on him, which is justifiable for me to pay $75 for him. I think it's a fair price. Being someone that makes doll clothes and knows how much that is time consuming, and all the things that have gone into designing all these one-of-a-kind pieces for, you know, the doll line. Some of this stuff looks reused, but like the jacket, and I don't think Mattel has ever done shoes like this before, and they're much larger than standard Ken shoes, that's for sure. So this guy might fit those real little shoes maybe, but not, or the, what's the other ones? The mini brand sneakers. So, yeah. So he's got a hat with his little king symbol on it, and then he's got his sunglasses, which are really nice, and they are kind of opaque, so they are a little, they're not like totally blackout. It's like, they look like real sunglasses, if you can see. So that's good. I don't know if y'all can see it very well, but these I really like. I love to have really nice sunglasses. It would have been nice if they could fold up, but you know, they don't. So moving on, he's got the little belt pack sling pouch thing going on, which I think is the same one they used in the BMR Ken, possibly. It looks the same to me, so it probably is, but you know. And then he's got his Beats headphones, which look like a new sculpt. They don't look like any other Barbie headphones I've seen before. They have some good detail on them, so they're very nice. His jacket is really soft, and it's like a felted material or a fleece material. The pockets on it are faux pockets. The ones here, they're faux pockets. He's got some patches on the side, 23 on that side, and then Lebron, just a kid from Akron, on the back. So his jacket's really nice. It's got the faux leather sleeves, some really nice detail on the cuffs and everything. So let me just show you guys that. He's really nice jacket. These are raised little looking snaps. So no closure on the jacket, and the jacket is lined. It's got a really nice collar. It's matching collar to the cuffs of the sleeves. His jacket is lined, and he also comes with a watch and a bracelet. So here's the jacket. It's fully lined, which is really nice, and then it's got the Barbie tag. So very well done. I'm happy to pay $75 for clothing that is made like this, because I know it's going to take more time to make. And then he's got a plastic wristwatch on his left hand, and the I Promise band on his right. So there we go. I'm going to take these off so I can pull off his shirt here and eventually. And you can see by looking at him that his forearms are much longer than a standard Pivotal Ken doll. And I noticed too that his neck joint is, he doesn't have the higher neck joint here. It comes down lower, so his range of motion is a little limited, so he can't look up. As you can see, he cannot look up. And I don't know if, I think they chose to do that because of the beard and the way it's sculpted. I think, but maybe it just looked weird to have the neckline too high, like on some of the other Ken dolls. And that's why they chose to do it like that, because of the hairline and everything. So there might have been multiple factors for that. But other than that, he is quite posable. He's got jointed elbows, wrists, knees, and ankles. No chest joint or anything like that. His shirt does not have a closure, so you have to pull it up over his head. It's made out of a really nice knit material, and it's all hemmed. The seams are hemmed great, nice and neat. Says "We Are Family" on the front, and he looks great. Like the shirt, definitely like the shirt. It doesn't bother me that there's no closures on it. I can deal with that. I know for some people they might not like that, but for me, I design my shirts like that already when I make t-shirts for my dolls, so that's fine with me. Here's the shirt off the doll. It's quite large. It fits him a little loosely, but definitely would fit, I think it would definitely fit a broad Ken. but it might be a tad snug, possibly. And here he is without his shirt. He's got a Barbie logo on his back, 2025 Mattel, made in Indonesia. So this is a new body. It's definitely like a tall pivotal Ken. So it's the same type of body. He's got some plaid, I guess it's plaid, right? Black and white plaid. Pants on. They're like slim pant. He does have real pockets, but he can't quite put his hand in there because he doesn't have enough range of motion in his arm, but they are real pockets, as you can see. So because of his, if the pants were down lower in his waist, he might be able to put his finger in there. There we go, like that. So there we are. So in the pants do have a Velcro closure, which is not my favorite thing. I would prefer snaps, especially on collector quality clothing. I would prefer a more, but this material shouldn't snag, but still, I really would prefer snaps. However, this is much more smooth too with the Velcro, so not a total bust for me. Pants are really well fitting. He has some faux socks that just sit right above his sneakers. And then he's got the Nike sneakers here in blue and white. And they're really nice. The mold though looks like, okay, they're two separate sneakers, so that's good. They're a right and a left, so they don't have like the Playline dolls where they just make two lift shoes and your doll looks like they have two lift feet on. So that's good. So quality there with that. He's got some signatures on the side on this one. I can't even read it because it's too small, so I'm not going to try. He does have jointed ankles. Let's pull off his shoes here very carefully. They are very snug. I don't want to break his ankle joint, but they do have slits in the back to make it easier to remove off the doll. So that's good. And then he's got those faux socks on his legs there, on his ankles, which do not look, okay, they're coming off. It looks to be the same material from the t-shirt. Same type of black knit material. They probably just used scraps of that to make the faux socks. And his pants are sit quite high, but that gives the, you know, illusion for the socks to show through. So let's take a look at this guy. He does have sculpted on underwear, and I do not care for that with the collector dolls. I wish they would not do that. I'm a collector. Why am I going to be offended by doll nudity? I'm a collector. I'm sorry. I know some people are, but for me it's just weird, and I don't like it because it looks stupid. But here he is. He's got tattoos on both arms, of course, and that Lebron James has. So I know it's hard to see, but you know, he is a nice face sculpt. I like it. It looks very much like him. So I am very happy with him. He's great. I was hoping his skin tone would match another doll of mine, but I think he's a little too dark, so I don't think it's gonna work. So I won't be able to use this body on that doll. However, hopefully they'll make more of these tall bodies in other skin tones, which would be great. The only other thing that bothers me is this like matte finish, right, like at 3/4 down from the thigh, and you've got this matte finish here on the knee joint area. And I don't know if that's from the mold, when they mold the doll parts, I don't know. I know that was seen on some of the jointed dolls from the Barbie Extra line, and I really hated that. I mean, for a Playline doll, I was like, whatever, it's fine, it's a Playline doll. But when it's a collector doll, no. I don't like that. Mr. Super Clear would fix that, but I don't want to have to do those extra steps for a $75 doll. So that's a, you know, a point deduction for me, and the sculpted on underwear. But other than that, overall, I'm very happy with the purchase of the doll. I like them a lot. I like to have celebrity dolls in my lineup because they just always have more unique faces and they tend to look more realistic, so they fit better in my dioramas. So that's why I prefer them. So his face is really great. It really looks like him. And I don't mind the sculpted beard in this point because I think it would just be too messy to have it real. It would have been nice if his hair was flocked, but it does work well with the fact that his beard is sculpted, so they just give him a soft sculpted hair, you know. So I think that works. But yeah, I really like the doll, and I'm curious to see if he'll fit some of my Fashion Royalty clothes. So let's do that next. Okay, so I got him all dressed up in some Fashion Royalty clothes that I have, and he fits them perfectly. And when I was putting on his shoes, I noticed his feet look to be the same size as standard Ken dolls. I don't even know if they're larger than the I think the BMR, not the BMR, the Made to Move Broad Ken has bigger feet than this. These look to be the same size as the standard pivotal Ken body, and the hands do as well. Maybe I need to get a pivotal Ken body and compare that. So we'll see, because the shoes are definitely larger, as you can see. They're slightly larger than these Fashion Royalty shoes by just a hair, but about the same size. So, and he has room in these shoes. So here he is in a suit that I put him in, which fits him perfectly. It's Fashion Royalty, which is great because I cannot put these pants on my Ken dolls because they bunch up too much because their legs are not long enough. Some of these pants will fit my broad Kens, but in like the waist and everything, but y'all go over there, go. They're too long still, so yeah. I want to Bailey, I'm trying to work here. So, Bailey. All right. She wants pets. Okay. Bailey, baby. No, I need to finish what I'm doing. I got the dog settled down, and I grabbed a body to compare some of the things. So, height difference. This body doesn't have a head, but you can see it's about 1 inch taller. The hands look to be roughly the same size, so they're not much larger. They're just a different mold, a different sculpt than the pivotal Ken body hands, and they're a softer plastic. These hands are definitely like the Made to Move hands, so that's what they are. The feet, I think, are more like the Made to Move feet as well, but they don't seem to be the... Yeah, so they're the same size foot, but the sculpt looks like the Made to Move doll body sculpt, not the pivotal Ken. So that's the difference there. Hands and feet are the same, so he will be able to fit standard Ken shoes, I think, which is good. So that's a plus. But I think he would look better in those sneakers, those mini brand sneakers. Oh, what are y'all doing? Huh? You playing with Bailey? Oh my gosh. I've been out of town for 4 days, and I got back home today and they are just full of it. So I'm gonna get them squared away again, and then I'm gonna change him and see what he looks like. I had to close the door because the dogs were just too excited. So I changed him out into some other Fashion Royalty clothes that are more casual, and I put some Barbie play-on shoes on him, and they fit him perfectly. So shoes won't be a problem. So I'm thinking Fashion Royalty sized clothing is going to be great for pants. The length is perfect. The shirt is also Fashion Royalty. They're, well, not Fashion Royalty, but Dynamite dolls from Integrity. And so it fits him perfect. The only thing I hate is like if I pose him and I put his thumbs in his pockets and it pushes it down, you can see that dang sculpted underwear line. So that's gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to sand that off eventually. So yeah, but I like the pants on him a whole lot. I'm not crazy about the shirt because it's a little too short. That's the only thing I don't like about the Fashion Royalty tees. They make them short. At least they have in the past. I haven't bought a Integrity Toys doll in a while. So yeah, but these are a great clothing option, so that's good to know. I think action figure clothes would probably fit them pretty well if you can find clothes that are on the taller side for the bottoms. I know they do make some, I think, but it's harder to find because most action figures can be a little shorter, and this guy is, I want to say he's around 13 inches. Let me grab my yardstick here. Yeah, he's like 13 1/8 inch. That's with the shoes on. So if I take the shoes off, that 1/8 of an inch might disappear. So he's about 13 inches, I would say. If I put him right here, stand him flat. Yeah, he's still about 13 1/8. Yeah, yep, 13 1/8 inch, I'd say. Possibly somewhere, yeah, 13 1/8 inch. So he might be just a tad taller than the Fashion Royalty guys. I don't think I have one on hand to grab. So yeah, I think we'll just wrap this up. Overall, I'm happy with the doll. I like him. He's cool. He's unique. I really hope Mattel continues this doll line with some other dolls. It would be great if they did some musicians. This would have been great if they had done the David Bowie doll and the... I know a lot of people are upset that they didn't do the Top Gun Barbie this way, but I think that was different because maybe likeness was not approved for Tom Cruise's character. But the David Bowie doll would have been great, but maybe that was another reason they couldn't approve likeness, so they just did it as a Barbie doll. I don't know. So it would be really great if they get some other dolls in this line. That would be awesome. So yeah, I can't wait to figure this guy out and see if he will be a character on my blog. I don't know yet. I mean, I have so many new dolls lately that it's like, and then all the Looks dolls that I've been buying for the last, what, 2 years? 3 years that they've been out? I have so many dolls and it's just like, I don't know. We'll see. But I do like the celebrity dolls more for characters, and I appreciate their realism. So he definitely has a nice look on his face, like he's happy. And it's not too happy, not the open smile. I hate when dolls are smiling, so I don't tend to not grab those too much unless it works for the character. So, okay. I think he's really cool. Maybe we'll get some shots of him here and get him styled up for a photo shoot. That'll be fun. That wraps up this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it and it was maybe beneficial. I'm not used to doing reviews, so this is all new to me, and having a setup and a space to do it, you know, yada yada yada, all that stuff. So hopefully the next video will be on some work on the dollhouse. I do have some things I'm ready to work on, so that will be next. And then also I have a new blog post coming up at the end of the week for the story, so that's coming too. So we will see you guys next time. Bye!